Barcelona president Joan Laporta has made a statement yesterday saying that Frenkie De Jong was not for sale and that he will do everything in his powers to keep the Dutch maestro in Barcelona next season. A post and a statement that has actually sent all the Manchester United fan community into panic mode. Now, I've put up a poll on my YouTube channel yesterday asking my subscribers what they thought of this statement. And as you can see, most of the votes were for option 3 and 4, which are options that say nothing. Joan Laporta is playing a poker game with Manchester United. He's playing mind games, or that Joan Laporta is trying to put pressure on Manchester United so that they pay a higher percentage of the agreed fee up front. Now, I'm making this video to tell you, first of all, that the results of the poll clearly show that the everything football community is rational and that you guys are connoisseurs in everything related to Manchester United and that you have the ability to make good judgments on many Manchester United related issues, but also to just give you the final update on Frenkie De Jong. I'm not going to make any more update videos until either we sign him or Manchester United move on to other targets. And I'm making this video ultimately to just tell you that what Joan Laporta said, the way I read it, is that it is proof, 100% evidence, that Frenkie De Jong is actually signing for Manchester United. Let me explain. Okay, the first thing we need to talk about is the fact that economics don't lie. Barca's economic situation is highly precarious. The fact that they sold 25% of their broadcasting deals and 49% of their merchandising and licensing deals only mean that Barcelona as an organization is in a less precarious economic situation than last year. They barely just get their head out of the water. But it doesn't mean that they can operate in the transfer market like a normal club. They still need to reduce their wage bill and reduce it by a lot, and they also need to get cash injections from the transfer market in order to justify spending it on other players. This is why Frenkie De Jong's sale is a must for Barcelona. There is no other way around it. De Jong is on £34.5 million a year. That includes his salaries, but also image rights and also things like loyalty bonuses that Barcelona have to pay him. £34.5 million a year. And plus, they can get for him around £70 million by selling him to Manchester United. That is amazing for Barcelona. That would allow them to breathe and to start operating in the transfer market. Why is this important? Because they already have agreed terms with players like Frenkie and Christensen, but they cannot sign them yet. And they cannot register them to their squad unless they free up space on the wage bill. Now, those players and their agents, soon they're going to start asking questions. Barcelona, are you serious about having us in your squad? Or should we start looking for another club because the season is going to start soon? Pre-season is going to start soon. And so decisions have to be made real fast. So Barcelona have to sell. When Joan Laporta says that we are not selling De Jong, that's a bluff. That's a clear bluff. It is simply not true. Now, the other thing we need to talk about is transfers and how transfers and transfer deals are structured. Let's say a club buys a player for £80 million. It's very rare that the club will pay that £80 million in cash on the day the transfer is completed. What clubs do is that they pay them in installment. A player that costs £80 million, for example, let's say you sign him on July 1st. July 1st this year, you pay his club £40 million. And then July 1st next year, you give them £20 million. And July 1st next year, the year after that, you pay them another £20 million for a total of £80 million. Every club has accounts receivable and accounts payable. Every club that operates in the transfer market is owing money to other club and is being owed money by other clubs at the same time, simultaneously. This is how it works. But this is crucial for Barcelona this year. Why? They already have deals agreed with Lewandowski and Rafinha's agents, right? So they have to start triggering those transfers, but they do not have the money. Right? Now, Rafinha costs £60 million. That's how much Chelsea are willing to pay for him. Leeds won't accept a deal that is less than that, right? Lewandowski is valued at around £35 to £40 million. So these two players cost around £100 million. Now, for Barcelona to sign them, they do not actually need to pay £100 million this summer. All they need to do is to find the money required for the first installment for each. Let's say, for example, Lewandowski at £40 million, Barcelona pays it in 2 installments. That means they need around £20 million for Lewandowski. Let's say for Rafinha, since he's younger, 3 installments. So that's another 20 million, right? 20 plus 20, 40 million pounds. That means that for Barcelona to sign those players for 100 million, all they need is 40 million this season. But they cannot get it unless they sell. They have to sell. They cannot sell any of their players besides Frenkie De Jong. So what I'm suspecting here is that Manchester United, while they already agreed a deal of £56 million guaranteed with Barcelona, Manchester United want to pay it in installments. Maybe Manchester United want to pay 28 now and 28 next year, or maybe 30 this time and then the rest next year, or maybe they want to pay it in 3 years, which doesn't help Barcelona, because for Barcelona it's not just a matter of how much, it's also a matter of how much of that percentage. How big of a percentage of that how much are we getting this summer? So Barcelona want to get preferably £50 million in cash this summer from Frenkie De Jong's sale. That's what would help them in order for them to trigger the deals for Rafinha and Lewandowski, as well as confirm Frank Kessie and Christensen, and start building the squad for next season. So what I suspect is that while Manchester United and Barcelona are currently negotiating for the extra £17 million in bonuses on top of the £56 million guaranteed fee, they want to put more pressure on Manchester United, because I feel that Manchester United are in a position of strength and they're trying really to mug Barcelona. Not only are we getting a bargain in terms of how much we are paying, but I think that Manchester United also want to pay less this summer and pay more in installments later on, which simply does not work for Barcelona. So Joan Laporta is making this statement to kind of put pressure on Manchester United. So the third point is that Joan Laporta is trying to cover his ass. A comment made by Rasmus Muller here makes so much sense. In fact, it makes so much sense that it has inspired the thumbnail for this video. And let me explain. So basically what Rasmus Muller is saying here is that Joan Laporta, by saying this, he's putting pressure on the Frenkie De Jong camp, because he said that we will have to discuss Frenkie De Jong's wages. I think this is so unfair on Frenkie De Jong, because you sign a contract with a player, you have to honor that contract. But now Joan Laporta is saying we want to keep Frenkie De Jong, but it's him who has to make an effort. We fucked up financially, but it's him who has to make an effort and take a pay cut, right? But I don't think that this is gonna work. I don't think that Frenkie De Jong's camp are going to accept a pay cut, especially since it has to be a major pay cut for it to even work. But even then, I don't think that it is likely. So what Joan Laporta is doing is basically he's casting Frenkie De Jong as the villain in the story. Basically saying, look, we've tried our best. I want to keep him. He's a very good player. I want to do what's best from a sporting perspective for Barcelona Football Club. But look, it's Frenkie De Jong. Him and his agent are very greedy. They don't want to take a pay cut. They're already on a big wages, but they don't want to take a pay cut. They don't care about Barcelona as much as we do. And also, it's putting an ultimatum for Frenkie De Jong. That means agree to a Manchester United move ASAP. We need you out of our wage bill ASAP so we can start building our squad. So again, Rasmus Muller, very, very good point. I should have added it as the options, as one of the options for the poll. But yeah, that's why it's very important to post comments, guys. Sometimes you guys just contribute to the content of these videos as well. And then finally, there is, of course, Frenkie De Jong's personal terms. Now you have to understand that Frenkie De Jong's agent is Erik ten Hag's agent, Lindelof's agent, Tyrell Malacia's agent, Donny van de Beek's agent. Come on, these guys, they talk to each other. Do you really think that Manchester United, under Erik ten Hag and John Murtough, are going to focus this much on Frenkie De Jong if they did not know that a deal was possible from Barcelona's side and from Frenkie De Jong's side? Of course. But what do you expect Frenkie De Jong to say? A lot of Manchester United fans are worried because every time a mic is in front of Frenkie De Jong, he says, oh, I'm at the biggest club in the world. Of course he's going to say that. What do you want him to say? That's PR 101. Look at the history of transfers. Every time a microphone is put in front of a player. So you've been linked with AC Milan. What do you make of those links? Well, I'm always flattered to be linked with a club like AC Milan, but I'm the biggest club in the world and I'm only focused on being ready during preseason for the next season ahead and winning as many trophies as possible with my current team. That's always what they say. It's scripted. It's always the same because you want to keep your options open. You don't want to overcommit. Nobody comes out and say, yes, I'm going to Manchester United, I'm so excited, before nothing has been signed yet. So it's normal, it's just PR 101, so don't read too much into that. So anyway, for these reasons, guys, I am telling you that what Joan Laporta said about Frenkie De Jong not leaving is proof, it is evidence that actually Frenkie De Jong is coming to Manchester United. It's Joan Laporta trying to put pressure on both Manchester United and Frenkie De Jong to accelerate and get the deal that Barcelona want to do. Get Frenkie De Jong out, get his wages out, get a good deal from Manchester United, but also good structure to the deal so Barcelona can start building their squad for next season. So as I said, this is going to be the last Frenkie De Jong update that I'm going to post on this channel. The next time I'm going to talk about Frenkie De Jong either is because he's officially confirmed as a Manchester United player or because because Manchester United are moving into other targets. So please let me know in the comment section what you guys think about the Frenkie De Jong saga, whether we should push, whether we should just move on to other targets. If so, then what other targets are you looking at? And see you next time. Cheers.